Do you remember the original iPhone SE? The little 4-inch phone that had the same compact design as the legendary iPhone 5S, but packed the powerful A9 chip from the iPhone 6S? Even after all these years, it's still one of my favorite iPhones ever made. But here's something you may not have thought about. What if I told you that this old iPhone SE could become an amazing dedicated music player? Instead of letting it sit in a drawer collecting dust, you can turn it into an offline music device that's perfect for relaxing at home, listening in your bedroom, taking on road trips, or simply enjoying your favorite albums without notifications, social media, or other distractions. If you love offline music, classic Apple devices, or you're looking for a modern alternative to an iPod, then you're in the right place. Today, I'll show you how I transformed my old iPhone SE into the perfect dedicated music player. Before we get started, if you enjoy videos about classic Apple devices and creative ways to keep them useful, I'd really appreciate it if you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. My goal is to reach my first 1,000 subscribers, and every single subscription helps more than you know. Now, let's get started. A few weeks ago, I decided it was finally time to give my 17-year-old iPod Classic 7th generation a well-deserved break. Don't get me wrong, I still think it's one of the greatest music players ever made, and I absolutely love using it. But after spending so much time with it, I started wishing for a few modern features. The biggest one was Bluetooth. Now, I know my iPod Nano 7th generation already has Bluetooth, but I was looking for something different. I wanted something that was just as compact, had that classic flat-edge design, and still felt great to hold every day. My original iPhone SE had been sitting in a drawer for years doing absolutely nothing. That's when I realized, why not give it a second life? So I replaced the battery, gave it a fresh start, and turned it into a dedicated offline music player. The first thing I did was completely reset the iPhone. I also updated it to the latest version of iOS 15. After the update, I erased everything and started with a fresh install. I wanted this phone to feel brand new and have only one job, to be a dedicated offline music player. Now let's go through the settings I changed. First, I went to Settings, then Software Update, and turned off automatic updates. This phone does exactly what I needed to do, so I don't see any reason to keep installing new updates that could affect battery life or change the experience. Next, I turned off Background App Refresh. Since this isn't my daily phone anymore, there's no need for apps to keep running in the background. It saves battery and helps the phone stay efficient, especially if it ever connects to Wi-Fi. Then I opened Privacy and Security, tapped Location Services, and went into System Services. I turned off almost everything and only kept Find My iPhone, Networking and Wireless, and Setting Time Zone enabled. Those are really the only services I need. While I was still in privacy, I opened Analytics and Improvements and turned off Share iPhone Analytics. This is a dedicated music player. I don't need ads tracking my activity. I also disabled Motion and Fitness since this isn't tracking my workouts, and I turned off app tracking as well. Again, less background activity means better battery life. Then I went into App Store and disabled automatic app updates. Once everything is working the way I want, I prefer to leave it alone. Next, I opened Touch and turned off Shake to Undo. If you're walking around while searching for a song or changing playlists, it's surprisingly easy to trigger that undo typing pop-up by accident, and it gets annoying pretty quickly. After that, I went into Sounds and Haptics. I turned off vibrations, keyboard clicks, and all the other sounds that I don't need. The only thing I kept enabled is Change with Buttons, so I can easily adjust the volume using the physical buttons. I also disabled Raise to Wake, because I don't need the screen turning on every time I pick up the phone. It's a small change, but it helps save a little battery throughout the day. And finally, this is probably the most important step of all. I turned off every single notification. No banners, no badges, no sounds, nothing. The whole purpose of this setup is to enjoy music without distractions. No messages, no social media, no random alerts interrupting your favorite album. When I pick up this iPhone SE, I know exactly why I'm holding it, to listen to music and nothing else. Now that the setup is complete, let's talk about the app I'm using. I downloaded an app called Vox, and honestly, it's one of the best music players I've tried on the iPhone SE. It has a clean, modern interface that's fast, responsive, and makes browsing your music library much more enjoyable than the default music app. One feature I really like is that Vox lets you see exactly what type of audio file you're playing, whether it's an MP3, FLAC, or Apple's own lossless format called ELAC. The app displays that information right on the screen. If you're wondering what ELAC is, it stands for Apple Lossless Audio Codec. It's Apple's version of FLAC, and both formats preserve 100% of the original audio quality without any loss in sound. The biggest difference isn't really the sound quality, it's the file size. FLAC and ALAC files are much larger than MP3s, which means they'll fill up your storage a lot faster. For my setup though, I stick with MP3 files, and here's why. I'm not using an external DAC or high-end audiophile headphones. I'm just listening through regular headphones, Bluetooth speakers, my home stereo, and in the car. In those situations, a well-encoded 320 kilobits per second MP3 sounds excellent. Technically, MP3 is a lossy format, meaning some audio information is removed to reduce the file size. But in reality, the parts that are removed are usually frequencies that most people can't hear anyway. So to consistently hear the difference between a lossless file and a high bitrate MP3, you typically need high-quality audio equipment, a properly tuned listening environment, and carefully focused listening. Even then, many people struggle to tell the difference in a blind test. So for me, the trade-off is easy. MP3 files take up much less space, they sound fantastic for everyday listening, and they let me carry a much larger music library on this little iPhone. Now it's time to sync some music. I've already prepared a batch of Muse songs, so I'm going to transfer them to this device. One quick tip, make sure you're using an original lightning cable for a more reliable connection. Alright, let's plug it in and see what happens. After a few minutes, the sync is complete, and now the iPhone SE is fully loaded with my updated music library. I even added a few podcast episodes so I can listen to something different whenever I'm in the mood. Honestly, seeing all of my favorite albums and playlists on this tiny device makes it feel even more like a modern iPod. Now, let's play some music. Oh wow, this feels really good. It's cool, sleek, and incredibly compact. Using the Vox Music Player completely changes the experience. The interface is clean, responsive, and distraction-free. There are no unnecessary animations or flashy visual effects. Just your album artwork, your music library, and the controls you actually need. Honestly, that's all a dedicated music player should be. Having the iPhone SE as a dedicated music player brings back a feeling that's hard to describe. It reminds me of a time before endless subscriptions, constant notifications, and social media competing for my attention every few minutes. When I pick up this phone, I know exactly why I'm holding it: to listen to music. The 4-inch display is one of the reasons why it works so well. It's small enough to disappear into your pocket, light enough that you barely notice you're carrying it, yet large enough to comfortably browse through albums and playlists. Whether I'm relaxing on the sofa, listening in my bedroom before going to sleep, or riding in my car, this little phone always has one purpose, and that's to play my music playlist. After having music for a couple of hours, I still have a good battery left. That's why I encourage you to get a new battery for your iPhone SE. It's truly back to life. Playing music with my wired earphones only drop 1 to 2% after an hour, depending on how you search and find your songs. Bluetooth is also one of the reasons why I decided to choose the SE, because most of my speakers at home are Bluetooth capable, especially today, so I don't need to worry about having a jack adapter just to connect to my portable speaker. You just on your Bluetooth, pair it with your wireless speaker, find your song, put the phone on the table, and there you go. Just feel the vibes. No interruptions, because I know my iPhone SE can only do one job, and that's to play my music playlist. The iPhone SE may be almost a decade old, but that's exactly what makes it such a great choice for this role. The A9 chip is still more than powerful enough to handle music playback, the software remains smooth, Touch ID is fast, and the Retina display still looks beautiful. Pair it with a good Lightning DAC or even Apple's own Lightning audio accessories, and it delivers excellent sound quality that most people will be more than happy with. Sometimes using older technology isn't about settling for less, it's about getting back to what really matters. In a world where every device is constantly fighting for our attention, turning an old iPhone into a dedicated music player feels surprisingly refreshing. It lets you slow down, listen to full albums, and simply enjoy the music without distractions. If you're looking for an affordable iPod alternative in 2026, whether it's for relaxing at home, listening on the couch, in your bedroom, or during your daily drive, I genuinely think the iPhone SE 2016 is one of the best options out there. It's compact, reliable, beautifully built, and even after all these years, it proves that sometimes the simplest devices create the best listening experience. Now I'd love to hear from you. What device would you turn into a dedicated music player? Let me know down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more videos where we explore classic Apple devices and discover new ways to keep them useful today. Also, tell me which Apple device you'd like to see me turn into a dedicated music player next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.